Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings on all you brethren preaching this word in all sincerity and truth. To the 144,000, the house of David, shalom. It's Brother Dama Gabar here from GMS Los Angeles with another lesson. All right, and this is going to be from this article I found on Zero Hedge titled The Decline and Fall of the American Empire. All right, and one of the things that's very important in this article is something that, we have been teaching here at Great Millstone for many years, is that America is the revised Roman Empire. It is that, the revisal of the fourth beast that was written in the book of Daniels, that is mentioned in the book of Revelations, all right? And I'm just going to hop to a quick point in this article and just, bring out a couple of precepts showing you that, that this modern day America is nothing but the Roman Empire reincarnated, as prophecy has foretold, and that this is just the Roman Empire all over again, man. All right, and this whole setup here that we're living here in America is what the Bible refers to as the image of the beast. All right, which is not white Jesus, as some of these other Israelite camps are out here teaching you, which is not. All right, the image of the beast is the ways of the ancient Roman Empire that are, basically that we're living under right now. It's that same system all back over here again, from the architecture, to the from the architecture to the different gods and deities, to the different political system. The whole system pretty much is nothing but the revisal of the Roman Empire all over again, as was prophesied. And, as this article points out, is going to further confirm that, which we have been, showing you that through the prophecies of the Holy Scriptures, man, that this is Rome all over again. And it's and the similarities are, undeniable, But if you don't have the eyes to see or the ears to hear, then, it's not going to make any sense to you. But, the Lord has revealed this secret unto his servants, the prophets, starting with the elders and the apostles, who have taught us this truth and showed us, these breakdowns, and now we're able to link these things together and bring it out. So I'm gonna read this first paragraph and I'm gonna hop to the point. It says, "As some of you know, I am an aficionado of ancient history. I thought it might be worthwhile to discuss what happened to Rome, and based on that, what's likely to happen to the U.S. Spoiler alert, there are some similarities between the U.S. and Rome." But the thing is, the similarities, there are very similarities, because it's the same system come back over again. It's the same exact people, back in the reincarnation running Rome all over again. All of the different Caesars, from the ancient Roman Empire are, they all been reincarnated as, all of these different presidents that have come back into power in this time, man. All right. There's nothing new under the sun. All right. That deadly wound of that of that great dragon, which was the Roman Empire, it was healed, starting with the with the Renaissance period, and then with NATO, the EU, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and America. Is basically the whole Roman system revamped and reincarnated, and it's back now to to finally be destroyed and to be judged. So I'm just going to use this point, man, and close this lesson now. It doesn't have to be that long, but it says the U.S. founders modeled the country on Rome. Talking about what? America, man. Why do you think you got Latin on the back of the back of your dollar bill? Why do you think what's the symbol of the medical system? It's that snake around the serpent wrapped around that stick, which goes back to Asclepius, man. As Elder Yashawamba likes to bring out. All right, that whole image of the beast is this whole system all over again, man. And the key indicator is that what made the Roman Empire diverse from all the other empires is the fact that they didn't have a monarchy. They didn't rule how all the ancient kingdoms of the past ruled, where they had a king sit on the throne, and then he would pass the succession down to his son and his son and his son and his son. They ruled by, they had a senate, which I'm going to show you, going back to the Greek Empire. It says U.S. founders modeled the country on Rome, all the way down to the architecture of government buildings, the use of the eagle as the national bird, and the use of Latin mottos, and the unfortunate use of the fasces. Just that right there shows you the parallels in the link, man. All right. And why did the ancient founders model this country here in Rome? Because it is Rome all over again, man. Everything, this place had to be reincarnated, and it came back in these last days as the Lord wanted it to be. All right. So let's keep that in mind. I'm gonna read that again. It says all the way down to the architecture of government buildings, the use of the eagle as the national bird, the use of Latin mottos, and the unfortunate use of the fasces. Right. Even when you go to the days of the month, it all goes back to ancient Greek and ancient Roman gods. The Julian calendar. Saturnalia, which is Christmas, Valentine's Day. All that shit goes back to the ancient Greco-Roman Empire, man. And we're here living it all over again. So let's get to a couple of these precepts that I got. And Lord willing, you be edified, man. So, hey, man, the Lord is, he's been revealing these things, but these things need to be revealed in his last days, even more so because we're entering into those times. And America is going to go out the same way that the Roman Empire went out, especially by, demoralizing the people, moral decay. And also a huge indicator was the debasing of the money, the denarius, man. They started putting more inferior metals into it, basically hyperinflating it, which is the same thing happening here to Babylon. All right. This is Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And this is speaking about America. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right. And what is that? Those two horns is the Democratic and the Republican system, man. All right. Where did America get that from? They got it from the Greeks. They got it from the. You know what? Let me start there first and prove that point. All right. No, wrong one. All right. And this is why the Book of Maccabees is so valuable, man. It gives us a total link to link Esau with the Greeks and with the Romans. All right. This is First Maccabees. I'm gonna start at 1 and then I'm gonna jump down. First Maccabees 8:1. It says, now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans, and they were mighty and violent men, and such as would lovingly accept all that joined themselves unto them, and make a league of amity with all them that came unto them, which is how ancient Rome basically got its power. It conquered a lot of these different nations, and it let these nations that it conquered joined unto them. And in return, they would be tributaries. They could adopt the Roman way or the Greek way. You can Hellenize and Romanize your citizens. And once you made a league with them, then you would be, a tributary. You would pay them taxes. But then, if a point came to where if that other nation that was joined to Rome had to go to war, they would make a pact to where, if they went to war, then Rome would send soldiers to them. And if Rome went to war, then you would go and you would fight with the Roman Empire. The same thing with the whole NATO and the EU, which is controlled by America. I'm going to jump down to 13. It says, let me see. All right, I'll start here. It says at 13, it says also that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reigned, and whom they displace. Finally, that they were greatly exalted. Number 11, it says, but with their friends and such as relied upon them that kept amity. Right. So if you joined yourself to the Roman Empire and you became tributary unto them, then, they would consider you friends. They would be an ally, and they would come to your defense. Just like when they were in war, they would allow you to come to their defense. It says, but with their friends and such as relied upon them, they kept amity, and they that had conquered kingdoms both far and nigh, and as much as all that heard of their name were afraid of them. And that's what the Roman Empire was known for. That's why when I read in Daniel, it's going to tell you about that fourth beast and how powerful it was and how it was diverse from all the other nations that were before it. Like I was saying, how Rome, what's going to say it? They didn't have a monarchy. It says also that whom they would help to a kingdom, those reigned, and when again, and whom again they displace. Right. So if you didn't want to be tributary unto Rome and come under their rulership, then they would go to war and they would smash you and they would destroy you, man. Just like they did all the nations that opposed them. You see, it says also that whom they would help to a kingdom, I read that. It says, yet for all this, none of them wore a crown. See, and this is what made Rome diverse from all the, the three previous beasts before it. You see, it says that none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. Moreover, they had made for themselves a senate house, wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered. Right. That's why they had the Senate House, and just like America, they have the Senate, the legislative, the executive, all these different men sitting upon boards, but you didn't have a king with a crown on his head, which you kind of do, but it's what you call a president, which he has, a Senate and a committee and people under him, and they all supposedly come together and decide what's best for the whole realm, man. And that's what made Rome diverse from all the other kingdoms before it, man. You see, and this is how we're able to link, Esau, Edom with the ancient Greeks and the so-called white man with the Edomites, man. All right. This is how they ran their governments, you see, and they're doing the same thing today. It says, consulting always for the people, to the end that they might be well ordered, and that they committed their government to one man every year, you see, which is the president or a Caesar, who ruled over all their country and all that were obedient to that one, and that there was neither envy nor emulation amongst them, which, that's how it started. But we know, it eventually ended up getting corrupted, just like all things that's not well ordered do. You see? And this is how, the Roman Empire, was diverse. And this is how, they ran their system, and it's the same thing that Esau is doing today. So let me go back here. All right. Remember, and that was the first beast. That was the Roman Empire right there. But guess what? This beast in Romans, the 13th chapter, is America, but it's still the reincarnation of that ancient Roman Empire, if you can understand what I'm saying. It's the same system coming back all over again with the same people running it. Esau, Edom, but this time, he has over 27, 28 or 30 nations joined unto the beast, through NATO and the EU. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb and spake as a dragon, which is, the Republicans and the Democrats, man. And what does it say? They speak as a lamb. They act as if their system is here to help the people. But really, it's really to rule over the people. It says, and here's the point, and verse 12, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him. Who was that first beast? The Roman Empire, that fourth beast, which was terribly dreadful, which was a military force, which as the Roman Empire was a military force, America is a military force. Why the hell you think America is able to threaten and to, threaten and put sanctions on all these different nations? Of course, we know it's because they have the world reserve currency, but it's because their military is so much more powerful than all these nations were for a long time. You see? And it says, and he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. Right. So everybody is basically, worshiping the Roman Empire all over again, man. That's why Esau, America has such an influence that it has all over the world, man. Everything that America does, all these countries have followed, man. You even got Chinese people over there in their countries, to a certain point celebrating Christmas, or they have some type of form of Christmas, or they take on the democracy, or they take on the manners, the TV shows, the customs, the way the people act, homosexuality, all these things, man. America, Babylon has that influence on these nations, man. It says, the worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. Yeah, because the first Roman Empire, it fell. But after 1,000 years, it rose back into power, starting with the Renaissance period. It says, and he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. That's what Esau did. That's how powerful his military was in his modern times. It says, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. You see? And what is that image? This system, the ancient Roman Empire back here today. Like I said, all the holidays, Christmas, the days of the month, the political system, the financial system, the military might, all of it, man. It's all back here today, and it's alive and well. But it's just in modern day terms. But they still have the things of the Roman Empire still here. Instead of it being in Latin, it's in English. But it's still the same system. It's still the same power structure is back. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which is not white Jesus, man. All right. It's the system. It's the political system, the Republicans, the Democrat, the Senate, the days of the month, the holidays, The medical system, all the Latin. You learn the Roman numerals, man. This whole system is that image of the beast. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, like I read in this article. That's exactly what these ancient forefathers did. The founders did when they started up America. What did it say? The U.S. founders modeled the country on Rome. That's how they was able to give power to the image of the beast by, bringing the Roman system back here in Babylon the Great. It says all the way down to the architecture of government buildings. Yeah, so when you go to D.C., you go to these different, you go to your downtown centers, the courthouses and all that shit is all modeled after the Roman Empire, after the image of the beast, man. And all the Roman gods are here today, just repackaged and put under a different name, but it's all the same shit, man. You see, it says, so let me go back here. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, man. You see? And that's what this devil has set up. And what does it say? It says the use of the eagle as the national bird. And you had this jerk off vocab say, well, GMS teaches that the reason that that Rome the white man is Esau because he uses the eagle as his national bird. And then he said, well, I forget the president's name. He wanted to use the turkey, but he didn't use the turkey. Now, did he? And what bird did they use? The eagle, man. Just like every other Edomite used the eagle. The Germans used the eagles. And I don't give a damn who else uses it. Some other nations could have used it, but guess what? In this case, we're identifying it and pinpointing it to Esau, Edom, which is undeniable, man. You see, it says the use of the eagle as the national bird, and the scriptures even relate that to Esau, man. So like here. Right here in Obadiah, this is Obadiah chapter 1, verse, I start at 3. It says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And this is the pride and the pomp of Esau. He had the same sentiment when he was the Roman Empire with his military, how he was conquering and devouring the earth and, going across the earth and just shattering and bashing everybody that came in contact with him, man. They had a whole new different style of the military styles. They had the phalanx. They had the iron weapons. They was straight running through their opponents like a hot knife through butter, man. And that's what increased his pride and his arrogance. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. Remember, what was the symbol of the Roman Empire? It was the eagle. The Nazis, the eagle. The Greeks used the eagle. America used the eagle. And like Vocab said, they wanted it to be the turkey. But guess what? They didn't choose the turkey, man. Why? Because it was in a spirit to exalt himself as the eagle. Because they are the Edomites, man. All right? It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. You see? So you can see that all the parallels that link America to the Roman Empire. And it's going out in that same fashion, man. It says the use of Latin models, right? You got a lot of Latin models. When you go into the, if you want to become a lawyer, you got to use a lot of Latin. You want to go into the medical field, you use a lot of Latin. Shit, even like when you like when you work out, a lot of the terms of your muscles all go back to Latin, if I'm not mistaken. Like your trapezius, your traps, your different muscle groups. That's all. It all goes back to Latin, man. Even a lot of the, when you go into the urban flora, I think that's what you call it. When you go into botany, when you go into, learning about different herbs and medicines, it all goes back to Latin, man. It has the Latin root words, the Greek, just showing you that that's this system all over again, man. On the back of the dollar, e pluribus unum, that ain't English, And what does that go back to? It goes back to the Edomites, to Rome, to Greek. It says, and the unfortunate use of the fasces, the axe surrounded by rods, goes back to Roman. It says, as a symbol of state power. It says, Plubius, the pseudonymous author of the Federalist Papers, took his name from one of the first Roman consuls, you see. As it was in Rome, military prowess is at the center of the national identity of the U.S. And what does America pride itself on? It's military, man. The few, the proud, the Marine, That's how they were able to subjugate all these different nations, man. That's how they was able to throw their weight around. And now you got America, but now you got the beast with it. NATO and the EU, which through that same power force, they're about to enter into World War III with Russia and China and all of its allies, man. And that's what Rome. A main prowess was its military, which goes back to what the blessing that Esau received, which was the sword, which America holds that same sentiment. All right. So let me get that in Daniel's. This is Daniel 7:6. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings, which is going into the Greek Empire. The 4 generals that came into power after Alexander the Great died. It says, 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given unto it. And here's the point. And after this, I saw in the night visions, behold, a 4th beast. You see, and this is the Roman Empire. But then this is showing you this is the revised Roman Empire. When you read later on, which is America. And I'm going to show you. It says, after this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly. And it had iron teeth. What does that represent? It's military, man. How it had all the iron weapons. It had the shields. It had the phalanx. They had a whole different new way of fighting militarily, man. They had superior weapons. And they was running through all these different barbarian nations, man, and getting them to be subjugated and getting them to be tributaries and joining unto them and joining themselves unto the beast, man, which is the same thing happened, with NATO and the EU and America, man. It says, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. You see? And that's dealing with the military. And what does it say Rome prowess was? It's military might. What is America's prowess? It's military, man. You see? So you can see it's the same beast just reincarnated back here in America, man. It says, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were seen before it. See, that's why I was telling you. That's why I read in First Maccabees, the 8th chapter. What made it diverse was it wasn't a monarchy. It had the Senate, and it had all these other nations to be subjugated under it. And they joined themselves unto the beast, man, and gave power unto the beast, which is the modern day beast system, America, NATO, and the EU. It says, and from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns, which was those vassal nations under it. And it says, and I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom were the 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, which was the Spanish, the French, and Great Britain, if I'm not mistaken. All right. It was the Spanish, the French, and Great Britain, because Babylon, America came out of Great Britain. All right. It says, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things. It says, and I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels are as a burning fire. And this is the Most High. It says, the fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him, which were the angels. The judgment was set, and the books were open. And then I beheld, because of the voice which the great words which the horn spake, and I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame, which showing you that this beast ain't talking about the ancient Roman Empire, because the ancient Roman Empire didn't go out with devouring fire. This reincarnated Rome, which is America, this is how America is going to go out. This is how the reinvigorated beast, or America, is going to go out, is with the devouring, burning flame, man. You see? This is how this place is going to go out, and it's dealing with when Yahweh Shai returns. It says, as concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time, because the other nations, the other 4 beasts, these different heathen nations, they're not going to be destroyed like Esau is going to be destroyed. All right, they're going to be subjugated and be put in a servitude position under Israel in the kingdom of heaven. It says, and I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, which is Yahweh Shai, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. You see, because that's what ultimately Yahweh Shai is going to do. He's coming to establish the throne of David after he comes with the holy angels and take down Esau, Edom, NATO, the EU, the beast, and all these different heathen nations and their armies in the valley of Jehoshaphat, man. You see? But first, this fourth, the revitalized fourth beast that had his wound healed had to come back, which is America, and it's going to be destroyed and taken out of power when Yahweh Shai returns, man. And this is what this whole article proves, is that America is the reincarnation of the Roman Empire. All right, and that the Edomites have to be here. All right. You got they used to call the ancient Roman Empire Edom, Rome. Well, they're back here all over again at this time to receive their judgment and to be finally taken down. 100%. It says, as it was in Rome, military prowess is at the center. Excuse me. Of the national identity of the U.S. When you adopt a model in earnest, you grow to resemble it. Well, they resemble it because they're the same nation. They're the same people. They're the Edomites coming back, man. You see, and it's not hard. It's not hard to see, and it's not hard to see through the spirit. But unless the Lord gives you the spirit, man, you'll be able to see these things. All right. And we're in the end of this Roman Empire, man. We're in the last leg of that fourth beast, which is the Roman Empire, which came back, reincarnated through America, through America, EU, and NATO, which is the beast, man. And that beast is about to be given over into the flame, and that beast and the dragon are about to be in World War III, and they're going to be visited by our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai in the midst of all of that. So, Lord willing, I wasn't all over the place. Lord willing, you were edified. Lord willing, you were fed through this lesson. Yeah, I'm going to say all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. Shalom.